Hi everyone! So today I will be showing you how to create this super cool 3-layer frilly fishtail, and with this tutorial, after learning this technique, you can create ones with 4 layers and even 5 layers or more. So this is kind of the base, and it is a really versatile design. So this bracelet is based off of my original Frilly Braid bracelet, and yeah, so now without further ado, let's get started. So today you will need a rainbow loom, and yes, it does have to be a rainbow loom because you have to be able to switch this pin bar and like turn it around and stuff. You will also need high quality bands. The tension on the bands during the hooking process is a bit stressful on the bands as well as your hook, so make sure that your loom, your bands, and your hook are all high quality. And I am just warning you now because a lot of people comment down below, or not that many, but I've gotten a few comments down below saying that I have apparently broken your hook or your bands or something, and no, that definitely was not me. But if anything, it was maybe the design or the age of your hook or bands or whatever. But anyways, pretty much you'll need all those things as well as a C-clip to hold your bracelet together. And this metal hook is available on the Rainbow Loom website, so make sure you go pick yours up as soon as possible because they are running low on stock. So anyways, now without further ado, let's get started. By the way, this design takes about 115 bands. I forgot to say that earlier. So first we're going to go ahead and we need to pop this middle pin bar out. So stick your fingers behind the spaces between the base plates and pop that out like that. So you want to make sure that your pins are going in different directions. So on my left side, I've got it in an N shape, I guess. This is an N, and the middle pin bar should be a U shape. So then you want to place the pin bar so that way they're all parallel. All of the pins are parallel. So they're parallel, so this is technically the square set position. And then just push everything down, so your loom should look like this now. So I'm going to start in this same position here. So as you can see, my loom has the U-shaped pin in the middle with the 2 N-shaped pins on the outside. So you make sure that your pins look like this when at the beginning. So first we're going to take a single band and we are going to drop this on the very end. So take this and drop this on the very top left pin. Now we're going to take a single band. This is going to be the first color of your first fishtail. So I'm going to use rose jelly, or pink, I'm just going to call it pink throughout the video, and you're going to put it 2 pins vertically like that. And now you're going to take a single, a next 1 band, and put that going vertically up 3 pins though. So you get something like this. And here's where the pattern kind of begins. So for this whole fishtail, I'm going to be using pink. So what you're going to do is start on the next pin that does not have a band attached. So that one has a band, so we're going to go to the next one which doesn't have a band. You're going to stretch it up, but instead of releasing it on the second pin, so this is 1, 2 pins, you're going to go up to the 3rd pin and then release it. So you stretched across 3 pins. Basically, you're just going to repeat that till the end of the pin bar. So start on the next pin that doesn't have a band, which is this one. Stretch it up 3 pins. Make sure you do 3. This is what creates the fishtail effect. Stretch it on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and release. Again, 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, that is the pattern, so I'm just going to continue on down to the end of my loom, and I'm not going to go as slow just because this is pretty much the same thing over and over again. Okay, so I've now reached the end of my loom, and as you can see, I've covered this bottom pin with a band as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of a triangle here. So you're going to take a single band, start on the second pin, go to the bottom pin, and then go to the pin on the right. So we've created a triangle among these 3 pins here. These 3 pins. Now we're going to do the same thing except kind of a reflection of that. So you're going to start on the bottom pin, go to the right, and then go up. Like that. And now at this time we can turn our loom around. So turn it so that way this arrow at the top is now pointing down and your pins should be U, N, U. So now we're going to continue the fishtail. So you're going to start on the next pin that doesn't have a band, which is going to be this 3rd pin from the top. So that kind of went funny. Whoa, talking weird. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next pin that doesn't have a band. And then continue the same fishtail pattern that we did on the first pin bar. You're going to do this all the way down your this middle pin bar, and then I'll show you how to turn the corner again. Oh, forgot to stretch it up to the 3rd one. Make sure you're always going up 3 pins. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm now at the bottom of my loom, and if you're not here yet, that's okay. Just go ahead and pause the video. If you are at this point, we're going to go ahead and make the triangle things again. So you're going to start on this 2nd pin in your middle pin bar, then stretch the band downwards 1, and then over 1 to the right. Or to the left, sorry. And now we're going to do the same thing, but a reflection of that. So you're going to start on the bottom pin of your middle pin bar, stretch it to the left, and then stretch it up 1. So we've created that triangle there. Now at this time, we're going to go ahead and turn our loom over again. So that way now our pins are N, U, N. And now we're going to do the same thing, the same fishtail pattern. So go to the next pin that does not have a band attached here. So 3rd from the top, and then continue the fishtail pattern down to the bottom of your loom. And here's my last one here. So I'm now done with all of my pink bands. So if you're not to this point yet, go ahead and pause the video. If not, we're going to stop here. And at this time, you're going to take your hook and you're just going to push your bands down. So this is just an easy way to push your bands down because your hook fits nicely in between all these bands here. Like that. And now we're going to go ahead and to create kind of the interlocking effect of the fishtails, we're going to start at the top of our loom again, and we're going to add one more fishtail that goes around in kind of this snake-like pattern. So we're going to start again at the top of our loom, and you're going to start on the pin that we put this one loose band on. So use this kind of as a guide as to where the top of your loom is. So find that band, and we're going to start on this pin. Now we're not going to put that one band that kind of only went on 2 pins. We're just going to start right ahead with the fishtail pattern. So you're going to start on the 3rd pin from the top and stretch that across. So it should go across 3 pins here. And then just continue the same fishtail pattern that we did. Start on the next pin that does not have a rubber band. So it's going to be this pin right here. It's going to be the lowest pin that comes directly after one that does not have, that has a rubber band. Okay, that was really confusing. Just don't listen to what I'm saying. Okay, so we're just going to continue this fishtail pattern down to the bottom of your pin bar, and then I'll show you how to turn the corner again. Okay, so I'm now at the bottom of my loom, and if you're not to this point yet, that's okay because I did go quite fast. So you can go ahead and pause the video here. And if you are to this point, we're going to go and put on the triangle bands. So you're going to start on the second pin from the bottom of your loom, stretch downwards one, and to the right one. So you get this triangle there. Now we're going to take another band, start on the very bottom pin on the left pin bar, go to the right one, and then go up one, like that. So once you're to this point, we're going to turn our loom around, upside down, and continue the fishtail pattern on this pin that is third from the top. Okay, so I've now finished my whole entire middle pin bar, and I'm going to show you how to turn the corner again. If you're not to this point yet, again, please pause the video. We're going to start on the second pin from the top, from the bottom, go down one pin, and then to the right one. Now we're going to take another band, start on the very bottom pin, go to the left one, and then go vertically one. So you should get something like that, little triangles there. And once you're to that point, turn your loom around. And we're going to finish off the fishtail. So remember, start on the third pin from the top, go vertically, 3 pins, always 3 pins. And then go down to the end of your loom. And the reason I do go fast during this part is because it's the same pattern over and over again, so it is not really crucial for me to go extremely slow. So, I've now gotten to the bottom of my loom, and we can finally start the hooking process. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take a single band and wrap it around this bottom pin twice. So this is just going to be our cat band. And now we can go ahead and start the hooking process. So again, the hooking process does put a lot of stress on your loom, bands, as well as your hook. Mostly on your hook, I would say. So I do recommend using a metal hook for this. So first, we're going to be only hooking the bottom layer of bands, which for me is my pink bands. So we're only going to hook those first. So you're going to go inside the cat band here, which should be 2 loops. And I have a piece, I have a paint on my hands, sorry. Okay, so you're going to go inside 2 layers of bands. These should be the 2 that are your cat band. And then also go inside the white band that we put on and grab that pink band. Now remember, we stretched this across 3 pins, this band. So you're going to go up 1, you're going to surround the first pin, go up again, and surround the second pin there. So you've moved from this pin up 3 pins to this pin. So that's why I said this design just put a lot of pressure on your hook. So I'll zoom in a little bit more for this one. Go inside the bands here. Make sure you're going inside the top layer, which is white for me. Grab the bottom layer, which for me is pink. And this one's a little bit awkward to hook for some reason, so you're going to go up 1 and 2, like that. So at this point, this is where the hooking process gets more normal, and then the feeling kind of that you get when you hook, it stays the same. So go inside the white, pick up the pink, make sure you hook it over 1 band, surround all of the pins that it goes on top of too. Now we released the band on this pin here, so we're going to scoot back 1. Pick up the band, 1, 2. Basically, you're going to find the next pin that is closest to the bottom of your loom that has a pink band that hasn't been hooked yet. So, for this, we're going to go inside here, hook 1, 2. So you released it on this pin, move back 1. Pick up the pink band here, surround 1, 2. Move back 1 pin. Grab the bottom layer, hook around the first one and the second one. Now scoot back 1 pin, go inside and grab the bottom layer, hook 1, 2, go back 1, hook 1, 2, go back 1 pin, hook 1, 2, go back 1 pin, 1, 2. Now once you've placed the band on this top pin here, we're going to stop. So at this point, as you should be starting to realize a pattern. It's okay if you don't totally understand it yet, but it should start coming to you. Now, since we did put a triangular band here, the hooking process is going to be a little bit different. So you're on this second pin from the top, go inside the white band, pick up the pink band. Now, for this, we're going to go surround the top pin, and obviously we can't go vertically anymore, so we're going to go to the left, like that. So I put the band around these pins. Now, this band, we're going to go inside these kind of diagonal bands here. As you can see, you can kind of see my white one here, but you're going to push back that one. Make sure you go and push it back. Then grab the pink one here, take it off of the pin, and you're going to go to the left one, and you're also going to go down 1. So we've got it to the left and down, like that. So now at this point, we're going to start our next pin bar of fishtail. So turn your loom around, so that way the pins are in this formation of U, N, U. And I'll zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see the big picture. So again, remember, go inside all of the bands and pick the very bottom layer up. Now, go up 1 pin, 2 pins, and then go back 1 pin. 1, 2, go back 1, 1, 2. So I'm now going to start hooking more on my own. I'm not going to be talking, and I'm going to go a little bit faster. So it's okay if you can't keep up, because this pattern should be with you by now. So you should probably be understanding the pattern a little bit better. If not, please rewatch the previous instructions. I will be stopping at the end of each pin bar to show you how to turn the corner though, so you don't need to worry about that part. But I just won't be talking and speaking out all the instructions for the hooking process anymore. Okay, so I've now reached the top of my pin bar, and it's okay if you're not here yet. Go ahead and pause the video if you aren't, but if you are, we're going to hook and turn the corner again. So you're going to start on the second pin from the top, go inside the first layer, which for me is white, and pick up the bottom layer. And now we're going to hook this vertically. Keep pulling and put it onto the pin that is directly to the right of the pin up here. So these 2 pins should hold on to the band. Now we're going to hook these diagonal bands here. So you're going to go inside of the top layer, pick up the bottom layer, and they're going to hook this directly to the right as well as 1 down, like that. So now we're going to go ahead, turn our loom around, and do the hooking process on this one last pin bar here. So remember, always go up 1, 2, and then go back 1. Okay, so once you've hooked the last band, this band should be the band I just hooked. If you need to know specifically, then rewatch the part. But I just hooked this up one and up another. So you should still have a pink band that's on this pin here. You are not going to hook that band, so leave that band alone. Now at this time, we have completed one fishtail. If you would like to make a 2-layer fishtail, which looks like this, or frilly fishtail, I have a tutorial for this on my channel. However, you can just hook the white bands like how we just did. Just hook the white bands instead right now, and then you'll get this look here. But we want to create a 3-layer frilly fishtail. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add one more layer on our loom to make a total of 3 layers. So now I will be using blue, and this is turquoise jelly specifically, by the way. And we're going to start with our loom in the position where the pin on the left is N, and then U, and then N. And so you should start at the top left corner where you've got this loose band hanging right there. And so now we're going to start putting on the same fishtail bands that we did when we put on the white bands. So I'm just going to push my bands down on my loom first. And now we can begin putting on bands. So you're going to start on the left pin bar, 3rd pin from the top, and stretch it upwards 3 pins. Now you're going to go 1 pin below, should be 4th pin from the top, stretch it up 3 pins. And we're going to continue the same exact fishtail pattern that we did on the white bands that we just put on. Or the 2nd layer, I should say. So I'm just going to put these on right on top of the other ones, and I've got a broken one right there. And now I am here at the bottom of my loom, and I have just put the last band that goes vertically 3 pins. So if you're to this point, we're going to go ahead and put on the triangle bands. So for this, you are going to start on the 2nd pin from the top, or 2nd pin from the bottom, sorry, I keep saying that. Then go down 1 pin, and then to the right 1 pin. Down 1 pin, to the right 1 pin. So you should get a triangle that goes along those 3 pins. Now we're going to do the same thing but a reflection. So you're going to start on the left, bottom left pin, go to the right one, and then go up 1. So you should have a triangle along these 3 pins here, like that. Now we're going to turn our loom around and start putting on more fishtail bands like normal. So start on the 3rd pin from the top, vertically, and then continue on from there. Oh, that'd be my phone. Okay, I just answered the phone call and now I'm back. And so now I have finished putting on bands all throughout my middle pin bar, and we're now going to turn the corner. So I'm going to start with a single band, start on the 2nd pin from the bottom on the middle pin bar, go down 1, and then to the left 1, like that. Now we're going to create one more triangle. You're going to go onto the bottom pin on the middle pin bar, go to the left 1, and then go up 1, like that. So we've now created 2 triangles. Now flip your loom over, and we're going to finish this one last fishtail band process on the right pin bar. Okay, so I've now finished putting on all the bands for this pin bar here and on my whole entire loom. So at this point we're going to go ahead and start the hooking process on the white bands. So at this time we're going to be hooking the white bands, which should be the second layer of bands that you put on. So you've already hooked the pink, so you're going to ignore all the pink bands. And also you're going to kind of ignore the blue bands, just go inside of them. So go inside the blue one here, as well as the first two white layers, because those are for our cap band. And go to the very bottom and grab the white, and you're going to hook this 2 pins up. So here's the first pin and the second pin. Now go back one, and we're going to hook the next white band. This could be a little bit tricky to grab because the cap band's there. Pick that up, hook it over 1, 2. So that should be the 4th pin from the bottom of your loom. Now go back one, pick up the white, make sure you go inside the blue one here. Then pick up the white, go up 1, 2, and then go back 1, 1, 2, go back 1, 1, 2. So at this time, you should probably have been familiarized with the hooking process, so I'm just going to continue hooking to the end of this pin bar, so then I can show you how to turn the corner. But I'm going to kind of turn you loose for a while. Okay, so I've now hooked the last band that goes vertically here, and we're now going to hook the band that is triangular. So if you're not to this point yet, please pause the video. We're going to go inside of this blue band here, grab the white band, hook it vertically, but you also want to hook it horizontally to the left. And careful, because I do have a lot of stress on my bands right now, and I can feel the tension a lot. So now you're going to hook the next band, but this is going to be one of these diagonal strips here. So go inside, grab that layer, hook it around, and you're going to hook it to the left. Make sure you hook to the left, and also down one, like that. So now we're going to turn our loom around, and we're going to start hooking this fishtail to the top of our loom here. Be careful on this one because this pin's got a lot of layers of bands on it. There we go. And now I'm just going to hook normally throughout the rest of my loom, or this pin bar specifically. Okay, so I'm now at the top of my loom, and it's okay if you're not here yet because I did go quite fast, so go ahead and pause the video if you're not here yet. But we're now going to hook the triangular bands, so just go inside the second pin, grab the bottom band, hook that vertically and to the right, like that. Now go inside this band here, this blue band, grab the bottom layer, hook that to the right, and also down one, like that. So now we're going to turn our loom around and continue hooking this last pin bar. Bands get a little caught inside of each other, so it's kind of hard to hook those. And now I am on the very last band that I'm going to hook vertically. So it's third to the top. I don't third pin from the top. There we go. This is the last band I'm going to hook. 1, 2. So that's the last band I'm going to hook now. No more hooking white bands. So at this time, if you want to create a bigger frilly fishtail, then you can go ahead and add on more bands onto the pins to create a 4-layer, 5-layer, or even 6-layer frilly fishtail or bracelet. Yeah. But since in this tutorial I'm only going to show you how to do a 3-layer one, we're going to go ahead and go right to the hooking process again because we don't want to add any more bands on for more layers. However, once you kind of mastered this bracelet, it is very easy to extend this bracelet and make it wider. So we're going to start at the bottom of our loom again. The band that is loose should be on the top left of your loom, and then scoot all the way down to this bottom pin here. So now we're going to go ahead and start hooking the blue bands. And so what we want to do first is switch the order of the cat band and the blue band here. So what you should have is this right here. You've got your cat band on the bottom and your blue band on top. You want to push the cat band up like that and pull the blue band down. So pull the blue band down so that way it goes below the cat band. Like that. So you should get something like that. And if you don't get it the first time, it's okay because it's not that hard to recover from it. But now we're going to start hooking. Go inside the cat band, grab the blue band, and hook that vertically 1, 2 pins. Grab the blue band, go back 1 pin, hook this 1, 2 pins. Now I'm just going to continue and hook the rest of the pins here. So 1, 2. This band right here is hard to hook because there's a lot of bands there, but it's okay. The rest are easy. And I'm just going to speed ahead to the end of my loom. Okay, so I'm now at the end of my loom, and it's totally okay if you're not here yet because I did go quite fast. But now we're going to turn the corner, so you're just going to go inside the second pin from the top, grab the 1 blue band there, hook that vertically into the left, like that. Now you're going to go here and grab that 1 blue diagonal band you see, hook that to the left, and then down 1. Like that. So once you're done with that, we're going to turn our loom around and start hooking again. So this part is very, very hard to hook the right band. So I really don't have a trick to doing this. Kind of just find where the band extends from and then see where it lays on the pin, like what order it is in. So I, for one, just like pulling out the band so that way I can see that, oh, okay, this layer right here is the layer that I'm supposed to be getting. So then I just kind of spot it there, go inside those bands, and grab the band. And hook that 1, 2. So it's okay if you're stuck on that spot for a while, just make sure that you are hooking the right band. So once you've hooked that band, there should be nothing in this spot right here. So that's just kind of a clue, I guess. So you can pick up that 1 band here and hook that up. But now I'm just going to continue hooking like normal up to the top of my pin bar. Make sure you go 2 pins up and 1 pin back. Oh, band's caught right there. No wonder I couldn't hook it up. Okay, so I'm now to the end of my middle pin bar, and it's okay if you're not here yet because I went really fast. So now you're going to start on the second pin from the top, grab the band, hook that vertically and to the right, like that. And now you're going to go inside here and you're going to grab this one diagonal band you see here, hook that around to the right, and then down one, like that. Now we're going to turn our loom around and we're ready to hook the last pin bar. So you're going, you can find this one band here that is kind of diagonal here. Pick that up instead of having to go inside the pin. I should have told you guys earlier because I just realized that now, but it's totally okay. So now I'm just gonna keep hooking. If I can grab this band here. There we go. And now I'm just gonna speed ahead and just okay, so now I am hooking the pin that is third to the top, and now I'm going to stop. So please pause the video if you're not to this point yet. If not, we're going to go ahead and proceed to finishing off our bracelet. So you're now going to go to the second pin from the top and grab that one band that has been waiting there to be hooked for like forever. Grab the band and hook that vertically like that. Now we are pretty much done, however we want to secure our bracelet with this last band. So we have this one remaining band that is on our pin. You're going to pick that up and slide it onto your finger and pretend that your finger is a pin. So now you're going to go inside the top pin and grab this band, the same band that's on your finger by the way. Hook that off of the pin and place it onto your finger, like that. So now you're going to need your C-clip and you're going to attach it to the two bands that are on your finger, like that, and release. So now your loom should look something like this, and if so, we're going to go ahead and remove this from our loom. However, during this part I am going to remove it with you so that way you can see the technique that I use. Because this bracelet has a lot of tension between all the bands, it is super easy to break this bracelet, so be extremely careful if you do not want to follow the same directions that I'm using. So, make sure you have a metal hook for this, and I'm using the Rainbow Loom Webster's metal tipped hook. So, I've only tried removing this bracelet with this hook, so I apologize if maybe your crochet hook bends or whatever, but use your hook and grab those bands and carefully remove it from this pin, like that. Immediately it's going to want to kind of curl up, and so you can kind of never ever pull it by this single chain here, because I promise you it will break and your whole bracelet will fall apart. So just carefully remove that, and then once you've removed from 2 or 3 pins, you can carefully start to pull the bracelet. So I'm gonna be very careful when you pull this. I'm not kidding, it's easy to break. And just to be safe, I recommend that all of you use your hook to remove the bands. But I'm going to be a rebel and remove it using my hands as well. So, I'm going to continue removing this using my hook and my hands occasionally. Hands is a lot faster, but I'm telling you it's a lot more risky. And then always use your hook when you're turning corners too, because the tension is just really uneven here. Okay. Now lastly, I've got this last pin bar. And my arm is almost sore from removing the bands, but now we are done with this bracelet, and finally it has taken us forever. So, first to adjust the bracelet, pull it lengthways, I guess, just to even out everything. And then also pull it outwards. So it's okay if it gets kind of weird like that because we're going to fix it, but just to even everything out, just pull it outwards like that. This is to even this stuff out. And now lastly, just pull it like that, kind of ruin the pretty frilly thing that we made. And we are now done. So all you gotta do left, all there is left to do is attach the C-clip to the cap band at the end, like that, and we are now done. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. Once again, this is based off of my original Frilly Braid design, and I'm pretty sure I'm the first to make this bracelet. I haven't seen anything like it before. So yeah. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like this bracelet, and if you were able to make this bracelet, thumbs up to you, because this is a really hard bracelet to first learn to make. Also hit the subscribe button on your way out if you like what you see and you haven't hit the button already. And also find me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. My links are all in the description box below. And I think that's pretty much it. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget to check out my tutorials on the 2-layer fishtail, Frilly Fishtail, the, where is it? The 3-layer Frilly Braid. And with the 3-layer Frilly Braid, you can make a 5-row 1, 2. So this is a 5-row. So don't forget to go check these tutorials out as well. All of these tutorials are on my channel there. And so once again, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial, and I will see you guys later. Bye!